Hello everyone, it is ISE. We're at the Jabra booth. I am joined by Mehryn Corrigan from Microsoft. Mehryn, thanks for joining me. It's good to have you here.
Thanks for having me. We're on like the third day, second day. What day is it? I don't know.
Thankfully, we're at the third, and we're getting over that hump. It's fun, but it's tiring. We're talking about exciting stuff.
Yeah,
I've got 2 cups of coffee, so I think we're on the right path. We've got an example behind us of an express install for Teams rooms, and we're very proud of the brand new PanaCast 40 VBS sitting on top of here. But let's start talking about archetypes in general. You know, these designs of different room sizes and the needs of them.
Right.
Where did that come from? How did Microsoft start to define those?
So Microsoft is customer zero for any Teams rooms design. We're testing them in our Hive. If you haven't heard of our Hive before,
right.
It's our location where we demo lab all of our rooms, and basically archetypes are our Microsoft standards for our own spaces. So you might not know, but we have 12,000 plus meeting rooms across the globe, and imagine that those were all bespoke 12,000 different meeting rooms. You have to have standards, and you have to have basically a catalog of what you're going to try to stick to. So this is one of our newest basically express install. It's an introduction of a new type of archetype that we're bringing to our rooms on Microsoft campuses.
Yeah, and you've had some for a good while now. There's a signature room that's been out for a while, and but express install, brand new, excited to see it, and it serves a very specific purpose, as they all do.
Yep.
So what are the main tenets that kind of define an express install room?
Well, essentially, express install came from our Hive wanting to deploy a lot more rooms at Microsoft campus as native Teams rooms.
Okay.
You might be familiar, there are a lot of rooms on campus that were BYOD. We wanted that native experience to amplify the value of Copilot. So how do we do that at scale? Express rooms is basically eliminating a lot of the steps, I would say, in setting things up. Anytime you set up a new room, installation could take anywhere from 1 to 5 days potentially. So we wanted to cut down on that installation time. We also wanted to cut down on the amount of integration that needed to happen. Wall reinforcement or going under the floor with wires oftentimes can take
specialized stuff.
And it extra people, permits, etc. So eliminating as much as we could, and we worked with a lot of our manufacturers, such as yourself, different furniture teams, to try to figure out ways to streamline that process. And this is what you're basically seeing is one version of that. And you might be familiar, Microsoft does certify Teams Rooms devices. So the core component is you need to start with a certified Microsoft Teams Rooms device, which you have here with Jabra. And then really Express Install is around working with our solution providers to build around that for a simplified installation, essentially.
Cost, right, would be another component. It's a natural thing when you're simplifying, when you're making it easier, when you're reducing all the complexity, naturally it's more affordable. So it's a much easier thing to deploy. And like you said, this is an example of that. You got the brand new PanaCast 40 VBS up here, but Salamander would be a great example of another partner in the mix of an express install. You've got these the Acadia table stands, things that do not require you to drill into the wall. It's just an easy setup on the table, or this kind of against the wall system.
Very slim,
and it's sleek. This is super fast to deploy and set up. But,
love Salamander. We've got that in the Microsoft booth as well. So they've got a floor-weighted credenzas as well in your other room here. We also have mounts that attach to the table instead of the wall. So eliminating any sort of this drilling into wall scenario was a core concept as well. But lots of different ways to do it. And you've got things out there like boards on rolling carts as well. Simplifying. Flexibility is key. And
then with that flexibility and changing rooms, return to office mandates, when you have something like that, it's much easier to lift and shift.
Absolutely.
When you need to, so.
I think there's a lot of people out there that are thinking about their real estate plans and what they're going to do. These are easy to, as you said, move to potentially another building, another room. As you kind of figure out your estate and what you want to do, this gives you all kinds of options.
Awesome. So, if you are here at ISE and you catch this video on time, you can see a couple examples of express installs. Obviously, right here at Jabra, there's an example on the Microsoft side as well. We're actually right side by side here at the event, so you can come have the conversation on both sides. Thanks for joining me, Mehryn. Appreciate it.
Thank you, everyone.
This
Thanks,
is awesome.
Josh. Have a good one.
Thanks for tuning in. Enjoy the rest of your ISE, and stay tuned for more content the rest of the week.